Right, gents. It was announced 2 weeks ago now, I think it was, that we've gone full time next season. Signed a new deal, new contract. As I said just off camera, it's a long way since Ramsport.
Yeah, it's gone pretty quickly as well, to be fair, hasn't it? New stand and all that, new ground going up. When you look back to what we had at Rammy when we first took over, it was not too dissimilar to how Morley used to look, to be honest. Come a long way with it, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was probably 3-4 years ago the first time I spoke to you when you were at Ramsport. It's a FA Trophy tie at Croft Park, won 1-0. Got promoted that season, came up and did very well and established then. Do you feel the lessons learned back then at Ramsport must still help you now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it comes down to experience, doesn't it? What we experienced them days, we like to think we've learned from them days. Even though they were successful days, we still, compared to what we were then and what we are now, I feel on a personal level we've learned a hell of a lot in terms of obviously setting up, winning games of football, and obviously man management with certain individuals. So collectively, I think we've come a long way since then, absolutely.
And come a long way here as well. The club has just progressed so much. We were looking around outside the stadium, just amazing what's going on here, right? It must be like stuff of dreams almost.
Well, it is. I mean, when we started managing at Rammy in 2009, he was 25, I was 26, and you're probably not thinking when you first start with management at that age about being full time. You're just trying to keep your job, trying to sort of get your feet under the table so people recognise who you are, what you're trying to achieve. When you look down the line, 8 years later, you're signing a full time deal. It's, I don't want to throw too many cliches out, but it is sort of the stuff of dreams, isn't it? That's what everybody wants to be. Yeah. Whether it be a footballer when you start out, you want to be a full time professional footballer, and it's no different to us and every other non-league manager wants to be professional full-time managers. So we've been given an amazing opportunity, an amazing football club, with what's going on here, but we feel like we've earned the right. We've put the hard yards in, as you said about what we did at Rammy, and going to places like Blythe as underdogs and winning. We feel like we've earned that right. We didn't just do it at Rammy, but we've done it over 2.5 seasons here, and so it's not a case of can't wait to get started full time. So not a lot changed in the sense of we're at the same football club, but really going to be excited about how the full time game works and going from part time into that.
Do you feel coming up with this level you've had to earn a bit of respect from other managers, or how have they been towards you? Yeah,
I mean, listen, we're not big on social media, and you're always advised not to read into what other people think about you. But listen, non-league, it's hard not to. It's in your face. Your family find out, and people haven't spoken about what we've achieved this season. And I know it's by any stretch it's not over.
That was actually my next question.
Yeah, it's not over, but we've not been in the talk of the top 6 all season. We've not been in the talk of good managers at this level of football. We've been sort of slated as unexperienced lads. Do we deserve the opportunity to go full time? No, because we've not got the experience. And that only makes us better. It only makes us sort of stronger, especially as a two, because you bounce off each other. Obviously, John will more than me in terms of the social media side. Not because looking for it, but sort of highlights that type of negativity that's going on around. And I know every manager gets that, but especially playing against Stockport on Saturday, we know their fans have said that we're not this, we're not that, we don't know how to set up against their manager. So it's just pleasing when you watch your side that you've built over the last couple of seasons, and for large percentages of the game we dominated it. It was always going to be difficult when Stockport got the first goal because the experienced manager set up not to sort of lose the game from then on. But we grew into the game. And like I say, we controlled it for large amounts of the game. So I think that's sort of a positive for me, in where what people never expected us to do, what we are doing.
We sit here hours before you faced Chorley, an established level 2 side, or step 2 side. You are sat above them in the league. You're second in the league, behind a Fylde side who've been rampant this season. Do you feel as if, have you surprised yourselves? Have the squad surprised you how well things are going?
Every single season, again, you don't know what our managers look at things, different managers look at things. Every single season we've got into a league, whether it be with Salford after winning promotion, Rammy winning promotion, we set out to win that league. People might think you're deluded, whatever, it doesn't make a difference. I think if you set your stall out early doors, the players, the football club, all buy into what your ambitions are. I think if you say you want to stay up and avoid relegation or have a mediocre season, that's what will end up happening more often than not. So in terms of sort of expectation levels and how we've managed that. We're at where we expect it to be. Of course, you only have to look around us, like Burns just discussed about the managers, the clubs, Fylde and your Stockports, Darlingtons, big Kidderminster, big ex-Football League clubs, Halifax, and the managers, people like Jim Gannon managed in Europe, managed in the Scottish Premier League, Martin Gray, they've all been full-time football managers, whether they come back down and re-establishing themselves and going again, top football managers. So I think we knew as a football club what the ambitions were and what our visions were to go through the leagues. But I think as a pair and as managers, you look at their managers and you can potentially be overawed by it. If young lads, we sort of took the bull by the horns. We get on absolutely brilliantly with them all. Martin Gray, Jim Gannon, Chow. Speak to them all. No issues with them. And you're always listening to them and picking bits off them. But I think if you come in as a football club or as a manager or even as a player, overawed by a situation or a level that you believe you shouldn't really be at, then you set up to failure straight away. I mean, listen, people have their opinion on Salford and why we are where we are. Of course, it's because of the owners and what they've put into it. But it's the same sort of thing. Our lads and me and Bernard hear it all the time about money this and money that. It only fuels our fire because we're not, as you said, we've done it at Ramsbottom as well, and the majority of our lads did. So for people just to say, oh, well, they've got money, so that's why they've done what they've done, it doesn't hurt you, but it sort of rankles a little bit. The football club's got a good budget. There's no denying it, but so's every other club in the top half of the Conference North, probably excepting Gloucester perhaps. But there's big football clubs, so we're mixing it. Do we feel like we've earned the right to be second to table? Absolutely. We beat Fylde 5-0, we beat Kidderminster 3-0. We drew with Stockport on Saturday. Should have beat them. Drew with Halifax, they equalised in the last minute. We've been up against some good sides, good managers, and had some positive results. But I think the most pleasing aspect is the way we played against them. We feel like we deserve to be where we are, and we've earned the right to be where we are.
Have you had much feedback from the owners? Obviously, things going well.
Yeah, just like you say, we hear little things, and I don't think they want to influence what we do or say. I think because they'll have their own opinion and they'll value it, and to a certain extent we'll value their opinion as well. They're busy men. They've not been able to get down to as many games as what they'd like to do at B. But Ryan was here Saturday and Gary was here with Berbatov, and you could see they were like standing in the back. They were overexcited. They're passionate lads, and after the game they come over and said, "Well done, lads," and that's as far as it goes. They'll never sort of let us get above our station where they start telling us how good we are, because they're not like that. I don't think they was ever told how good they were as people, and they've turned out to be best players in the world, and obviously businessmen now. So we're happy that if we keep it at arm's length, and when we need them they're there. That's the relationship it is.
Just how far do you think this club can go?
As far as the owners want it to go, there's no. I mean, I always go back to Mammy because obviously that's our only ever experience. There's always a ceiling on as far as it could progress with in its current guise, in terms of ownership and things like that, or the chairman and the support base. A club like Salford and the catchment area it's got, and the owners being who they are, and the stadium, the development, that's as far as they want to take it. Obviously, there's going to be seasons where they might, end up plateauing for a little while. We hope that won't, happen while we're here. We'll always be at the top end, knocking on the door to get out of divisions. But I honestly believe that this football club can go absolutely as far as you want. If someone said to you, 10 years ago about Fleetwood, no one would have believed it, and they're pushing for the championship. So Fleetwood have got that template that clubs like Salford and another, dozen or two clubs in non-league football that can do the same thing. If depending on how much people want it at a football club, they can go as far as they want. Obviously, the finances side helps. There's no point denying it doesn't.
Yeah.
And if the owners want that, then that's as far as it'll go.